Hello all. I thought in this video, let's take a look at natural gas. I've got to hold my hands up and say it's not been a market that I've been particularly in step with this year, so I haven't traded it much. You can see there have been some really big swings. The decline that we were in until about a week ago was about a 30% drop from the highs seen earlier this year. It's always a volatile market, so I thought let's take a look at it in a bit more detail. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. I'm David Jones. I've been trading for about 25, 30 years. Regularly try and do updates on YouTube throughout the week, different markets that might be interesting. Every Friday, I do a live stream direct from the YouTube channel. So if you'd like to be notified when that goes live, if you click on subscribe and click the bell, you get a notification. It usually starts just as US markets are opening on the Friday. To find out more about me, go to the website, davidjonestrading.co.uk. The link is down below. I send a newsletter out every Saturday or Sunday. Markets I'm watching, trades I'm running, and a trading tip of the week. If you haven't subscribed to that, again, there's a link down below, and I run a WhatsApp group and trading courses, and you can see all about that on the website. Right, let's get into it. Like I say, natural gas has been a good market for me in the past, but I probably think only done a couple of trades in it this year. I think I have missed out on some really good trends, but the problem I've had, I think, is that it has flipped from one trend to another a bit too quickly for my trading approach, in all honesty. But I thought it'd be interesting to look at it because I think we've hit perhaps something of a big level in the last week or so. Are we going to see it turn? We have had something like a 10% bounce in natural gas over the last week. It has dropped today. So is this a real bounce? Is this the start of a new trend? Is it just short covering? Blah, 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 blah. We're going to try and dig down. We'll jump on the charts in a second and see where the opportunities might be, because there are definite levels to watch, I think. So the story for natural gas in recent months, we've seen higher production than normal. So again, supply has been strong. So there's been a supply-demand imbalance maybe there. We've seen inventories higher than normal. So again, stockpiles of natural gas have been quite high. There is a little bit of speculation that perhaps there's going to be a summer heat wave that's going to increase the requirements for air conditioning, and we'll see an uptick in demand for natural gas. So that's one of the reasons that some are assigning to this rally we've seen in recent days, but others saying, oh, it's just short covering. Who knows? To try and demystify it all, let's jump on the charts and take a look at natural gas in a bit more detail and see where the trades might be. Let's just do a quick reminder of where we've been in this crazy market over the last few years. So back in the summer of 22, so a couple of years ago now, natural gas traded as high as $10. Then we saw the sell-off into April of 23, down to 2, had a run, eventually up near 3.5, the beginning of this year. And then if we zoom back in, because probably the bit that's of most relevance to me at the moment is what's going on this year. The market sold off again from just below 3.5 to around 155, 160 in Feb of this year. Bumbled around for a little bit, and then we had this rally, this significant rally from beginning of May, where it was 174 up to 3. So not quite doubling, but up a significant amount, 60, 70% or so into June. And then this is why I find it quite hard to trade natural gas. If I'm looking to trade the trend or the trend reversal, they happen really quickly. If we look at these highs back here in January 24, spends about 4 days up there and then just dumps. And similar in June. Anyway, that's my issue, isn't it? But I think what's interesting at the moment, a couple of things. Okay, we have had, if we zoom, let's just step this in again. We had the old highs from March of this year. They came in around about 2 on natural gas. There we go, 198 on my chart. The market has sold off from around 302, 303, and we have seen it over the last week or so. It did dip down to 198, and we've seen the market bounce back. So are we seeing the phenomenon where the old high, around about 2, is becoming support. So the old resistance becomes support. I don't know. It's perhaps a bit too early to tell. And also, you could make the argument, we'll look at it in a bit more of a shorter term horizon in a sec, but you could absolutely make the argument the trend is still down. Okay, so on natural gas, the trend from those mid-June highs is still down. So perhaps we're getting a bit early to call a turning point. Looking at the RSI down here, the RSI has gone oversold. Okay, we did have the slightest of oversold signals in early July, but the market did carry on lower. So again, the usual warning with overbought, oversold indicators, they can give us a signal to go against the trend too early. The last time the market was oversold was back here in February, but you can see it took a long time to turn around, relatively speaking. You know, the RSI, the 10-day RSI first went oversold when the market was trading above 2. The market eventually dropped to 156 before turning around. But, you know, it's interesting to watch here. So for me, there's no hurry to jump in and start calling the bottom in natural gas. But I think if it's going to happen anywhere, then this sort of 192 area is an interesting one to watch. Let's take a look at the short-term chart and look at what the trades might be. So what we're looking at now is the hourly chart, okay? And this is our trend that's been in place for 5 or 6 weeks now, and it's taken us from 3 down to where we are at the moment. So we have had this turnaround over the last couple of days. But what I would say is that so far at least, we haven't managed to smash through a sort of previous major high around 240. So for me, if I had to do a trade on natural gas at the moment, the trade I would choose to do based on the trend is sell short. So I'd go short, the market's at 219 with a stop somewhere above 240. So let's do that trade. I think these videos are always a bit spicier when we actually put a trade on. So my view is, right, we've seen a good rally in natural gas. We've seen the market rally 10%. It did hit a new high for the rally yesterday, but not today. So are we seeing this rally run out of steam? Is it a short covering rally? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go short. I'm going to go with a trend here. So I'm going to use one of the YouTube accounts I use, Real Money, for trading, my money. And we normally do a sensible level of risk. But the trade I'm going to do, I'm going to put a stop in, should we say 255? You know, natural gas is a volatile market. I want to give it a bit of room. Let's see. Let's go short. Put a stop at 255. Let's do the trade. So I'm going to trade the September contract here. So let's get that trade done. There's a few open positions, I think, from some of the YouTube live stream stuff I do. But let's get this trade on. So what we're going to do, let's sell 3. Because as usual, I haven't topped up the margin on my account, on this YouTube trading account. And it's taken up with some of these trades I've got running. So let's sell 3. Stop loss at 22.55. Risk is 93. And I will remember to put more money in before Friday's live stream. All right, let's place the trade. Okay, so now I'm short. So I'm short natural gas. And really, my trade is assuming this downtrend is going to continue and we're not going to take out these old highs at 240. Let's see how that works out. I think it's an interesting trade. You know, after the bounce back that we've seen in recent days, does it change the big trend? No, it doesn't. But natural gas does have the habit of executing 360 degree, no, it's not 360 degrees, is it? 180 degree turnarounds when it comes to changing trends. But I think it's going to be a really interesting few days. If the market drifts back towards that 198.2 level, I'll tighten the stop up to break even. If I'm still running it on Friday in the live stream, we'll take a look at it then to find out who I trade with. You know, I trade with them because the spreads are tight, no frills, just a very easy platform to trade with. Have a look at the link in the description down below. But I think that's an interesting one. So for me, what happens next with natural gas? Well, I think if we break 198, you know, these lows that we saw whenever it was, 17th of July, I think the risk is it's going to pull back into this old range, you know, down between 156 and 198, back to the range we were in for the first few months of this year. So I definitely think it's an interesting few days, couple of weeks ahead for natural gas. Let's see how it fares. And like I say, until and if it takes out that 240 level, I'm not going to be thinking the trend has reversed. All right. So for me, I'm still quite happy being a seller of the bounce until we take out one of these major resistance levels. Let's see how it all fares over the next few days. Like I say, we'll do an update on Friday's live stream when the US stock market starts to open. But for now, I'm happy to be short and go with that trend that has been in place for about 5 or 6 weeks now. So that's it for natural gas. Like I say, not my favourite market at all this year. I've been much happier trading the US indices, the Nasdaq and the S&P, because we've had nice steady trends there. But I know natural gas is always a popular one, so I thought it's always worth taking a look at. We'll do an update in Friday's live stream. And like I say, to find out more about the stuff I do, go to the website. You'll see details there about my approach to trading, the WhatsApp group I run, and of course sign up for the newsletter if you're not on it already. But for now, we'll wrap things up there. So until the next time, good luck with your trading.